Hello and welcome to another video. So recently I was inspired to make this list because I recently just bought my first car and I also saw like a list similar to this on YouTube. So these are, in my opinion, the top 10 best drift cars for under $5,000, and these are like finds on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. Nothing like with the dealership or their markups or anything like that. These are just like Facebook Marketplace and like similar places like that. But anyway, this is the top 10 best drift cars for under $5,000 list, and here they are. So the first car is a Mazda RX8. It has a top speed of 146 miles an hour, does 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. It has 238 horsepower, roughly 240. Has 164 torque, which roughly 3,000 pounds. Was released from 2003 to 2012, and it had a rotary. It's a pretty decent drift car, but nothing too crazy. Next is the BMW E30. Now, the reason why these are so low on the list is because like these are older and they don't have much power. But yeah, so mostly just power and they're older. But it had a top speed of 146 miles an hour, did 0 to 60 in about 6.8 seconds. It had 235 horsepower, although the lowest model I heard had like 85, which I assume you don't want that. It had 177 pound-feet of torque. It weighed 2,650 pounds roughly, and it was released from 1982 to 1994, and it had a inline six engine. Now, like I said, these cars are older, and because they're older, their prices are going to be a little bit higher. Now some aren't as high as others. I mean, you can find them for around $5,000, but it's going to be a challenge to restore the entire thing. Now, this one might seem like a surprise for like some people, but yes, you can actually find a Mustang GT, not the V6, but a GT for $5,000. And this is the SN95. So this one had a top speed of 145 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. It had 260 horsepower, 302 pound-feet of torque. It weighed around 3,280 pounds, and it was released from 1994 to 2004, and it had a 4.6-liter V8. Now, like I said, yes, you can actually find these for around $5,000. They will have like higher miles and stuff like that, because like it's a muscle car and it's pretty cheap. It's $5,000. I mean, you can find a much cleaner one for maybe 75, but I mean, still $5,000 for a V8 and it's a Mustang. I mean, that's pretty nice. So this one might be controversial because it is front wheel drive and these are drift cars, but I mean, these are still like really nice for drifting. I mean, look at Honda Civics and look at what they're doing. But, I mean, we aren't talking about Honda Civics right now. This is the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. It had a top speed of 155 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. Had 320 horsepower, 300 pound-feet of torque. And, I mean, this thing was a boat. I mean, it weighed 4,100 pounds. Or actually a little bit over that, but rounded, it's 4,100 pounds. It was released from 1990 to 2000, and it had a 3-liter inline six. Now, these things have a lot of aftermarket support, and personally, I like the second generation the best. I was actually looking at one of these for my first car before I bought the E46, but, I mean, even though they're front-wheel drive, you can still have a whole lot of fun spinning the tires on this thing. Alright, so this is also probably going to be another controversial one, because this is also like a front-wheel drive car. I just said front-wheel drive car and an all-wheel drive car. I'm dumb. It's an all-wheel drive car, and it does have some engine issues, like the head gasket blowing up every like 5,000 miles. But besides that, this is the Subaru WRX at a top speed of 139 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds or 6.5 seconds. Had 227 horsepower, 246 pound-feet of torque. It weighed roughly 3,085 pounds, and in this generation, it was released from 2002 to 2005, and had a 2-liter flat six. Now, I actually have seen like some drift versions of the WRX, like from any generation. This is personally my favorite generation because I just love the headlights on these. But you can actually like really have a lot of fun spinning these things out, because like even though they're all-wheel drive, you can still do it. Alright, so if you want like a really dedicated drift car, this is probably like the way to go, or at least probably one of the better ones on this list. So this is the 350Z. This is an iconic drift car. So this thing had a top speed of about 155 miles an hour, did 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds. It had 287 horsepower, 274 pound-feet of torque. It weighed under 3,200 pounds. And it was released from 2002 to 2009 and had a 3.5 liter V6. And now these things are notorious for being drifted because these are like the go-to budget drift car, like sports car kind of, because it's a two-door car. But yeah, like obviously the Fast and the Furious have this. You can go to like your local drift event and I'm sure you could see like a 350Z being drifted there, because like these things are just everywhere for being drifted, because like it's just so perfect. So this car has mostly been seen at like takeovers and stuff like that. So finding a clean example of this car is going to be kind of hard. But this is the Infiniti G37. It had a top speed of about 168 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. It had a whopping 348 horsepower, 276 pound-feet of torque. It was a little bit heavy. It weighed 3,770 pounds, and it came out from 2008 to 2013. It had a 3.7 liter V6. Now, my coworker actually has this car, and I mean, he's kept it like in pretty clean condition, like not beat to crap or anything like that. Like it's actually like a pretty clean daily, and his doesn't sound too bad. I mean, he's keeping it stock for the most part, at least from what I've seen. He just had like an aftermarket exhaust, but like these things are like really good for going sideways, because like it's just like a four-door version of the 350Z. Personally, I do not like this car whatsoever. I think that social media has just destroyed this car, and this car's inflation is just rising. But this is the NA Miata. Now, this thing is not known for going fast. It has a top speed of about 121 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 9 seconds. It only has 133 horsepower, 135 pound-feet of torque. It is lightweight. It weighs only 2,360 pounds, but it was released from 1990 to 1997, and it has a 1.6 liter inline-4. Now, like I said, these things are not fast, and they are somewhat cheap. Still, you can still easily find them for under $5,000. I would personally go with the NB, but these things are just really good for going like sideways and like going drifting, power sliding, stuff like that, because like they're so lightweight. And they don't even need much power to go sideways. Like, you can just, like, floor it and go. Alright, so I'm going to be a little bit biased on this one, because I've actually been inside of a dedicated drift car that was an E36. So, this is the BMW E36. It has a top speed of 147 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. It has 286 horsepower, 236 pound-feet of torque, and the heaviest trim level goes up to 3,600 pounds, but they can be found for, like, a couple hundred pounds less. They were released from 1990, and they had a 3-liter inline-6. Now, like I said, I was in a dedicated drift car back in April of 2024, so I've actually like felt the power of this thing at like full potential, and like these things low-key move. They are like lightweight. They're like a bigger version of the Miata, because like I don't know how to explain it, but like these things are like fast. Like, just with an upgraded turbo and stuff like that, like, these things are, like, really fast and really good for going sideways if you want to do that with your E36. Alright, so I'm going to be very biased on this one, because I actually have one, and I just bought one. So, this is the BMW E46. This thing had a top speed of about 155 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. It had 228 horsepower, 236 torque, and it weighed 2,833 pounds, and it was released from 1998 to 2006, and it had a 3-liter inline-6. Now, because the 3 Series has like a bunch of different trim levels, like a lot of specs and performance options like vary. Me personally, I have the 2004 BMW 325 Ci, and it's a drift car, and like it actually like low-key moves. Like it's a really good drift car. It's currently in the shop, but like I actually do plan on like daily having this thing as a daily and also being like a project drift car because like it's capable of doing like drift car things. I hope you all appreciate this video. Because I just made this video because like I want to spread the word that like there are cheap project drift cars out there. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.